Okay.
Jonas, I think. Yeah. Or I can do a very quick introduction because I have, of course, seen and been in meetings with most of you before, I think. Um, but as you probably know, we are also running some projects, and growing the Future Innovators project is one of them. And our new WRO Learn platform is actually even as an umbrella over that, and that is very important. And one of my project colleagues, Jonas, is here to tell you more about that because he is doing all the work on that, not me.
Yeah, thank you very much, Karen. I think I will start with an introduction for all of you on WRO Learn, because that's just available for everyone since end of or since mid of this year. And then I'm going to talk also about the opportunities that Karen mentioned in our Growing Future Innovators project. So let me quickly get this started. There will be a video, so I need to figure out how I send the sound of that video to you as well.
Yeah, you can turn it on in somewhere in the sharing screen, I think.
I realized that, and now I just have to find where that is.
In
Share computer sound. Yes. Optimize for video show. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Let me just check now that this works. Share computer sound. Yes. Optimize for video sharing. Yes. And quickly switching back to my output. Yeah, apparently Zoom now decided to put it on my headphones, so I have to take my headphones on now. Sorry, everyone. And just quickly want to find where you are. No, I'm not seeing you any longer, but yeah, let's just get started. I hope you can also listen to the sound of the video that comes now.
Yes.
Hi, WRO Learn.
All right, so that was part of our launch video that you can also find on YouTube for WO Learn. But don't worry if you missed anything. It's really quick cut. So I'm just going to go over all of the important details again. So what is WO Learn? Most importantly for you to know, it's a free online learning platform. So there's no cost attached, and it's made by us, the WO Association. We have courses for students and also for coaches, judges, and national organizers on there. And you can also use it in many different languages. So we currently have English, Spanish, Arabic, German, and Hungarian. And on top of that, you can also get your WO knowledge, your robotics knowledge certified on WO Learn. So it also offers the opportunity to gain certificates. at first, I want to give you a small introduction of what courses we have available. So here you can see like the overview of how it looks in WRO Learn if you would be on the platform. There are 14 courses live and accessible, and we are currently working on many, many more. And we plan to fill this platform in the next years with much more content for every WO category. But at the moment, the focus is on future innovators mostly. And we have courses for students, for coaches, judges, and national organizer, but the most of the courses are for students and coaches. And then since the end of the year, I think there's also a Robo Mission course coming. There are 3 highlights of the courses that I want to point out specifically. So one is very helpful for coaches, and it is called How to Coach a Future Innovators Team. There we go step by step through the course to explain how to approach this topic. It's a little bit more difficult than Robo Mission, for example, where you just have a robot and very well-defined tasks, but you have to analyze each year's topic. You have to find a problem that you can solve. And then even if you have a solution in mind, you need to build that solution and you need to present it in the end. And this course takes a coach from the beginning, where they basically know nothing about the category, maybe even nothing about WRO, and goes through every step that you can take. It provides you with methods, how to interact with the children, how to get them to come up with ideas. And also it references many other courses on WRO Learn that the kids can do. So it's not only the information for the coach, who would be doing this course, but also, for example, if it's about building idea, it references another course which the kids can do to find their ideas for their project. And that is also the second course that I want to show you about, and that is the Build Your Idea course. That is a step-by-step design path from the idea to the final project. So it tells you how to come up with an idea, how to verify that idea, and how to turn it into a real project from there. And it provides you tools and methods to actually do that, from workshops to other evaluation criteria of your project, how to verify that it actually makes sense. And then the third highlight course is a course for judges. So especially if you're starting new, you will be needing judges at your competition. They need to know the rules. They need to know the best practices that we have developed internationally and also in other countries. And this course basically takes a judge from just being a professional at school or in the industry to being a very much qualified judge for the Future Innovators category. It tells you about all the rules that are there for the teams, so you know what to look out for. It tells you what the judging criteria are. So for each point that you're going to give points to the teams, it's explained what actually is referred to as good and what is for what do you get less points. And then in the end, there are also some real world examples to practice. So if you are launching a Future Innovators competitions, that is a very good thing to give to all your judges and say, hey, please bring your judging certificate before you come to the competition, so you can be sure that the judges are actually qualified that are coming to your competition. And yeah, here's an overview of all the courses we have. So some of the courses exist in 2 different types. So some of the courses have a extra coach version where there's more background information and more information in terms of how to teach this to students. But it's, for all intents and purposes, mainly the same course. So we have a general guide on how does WRO Learn work. So it explains all the interactive elements of the courses. Then we have an introduction to robotics, which you can use to just teach to children, but basically to anyone, what is a robot and what is not a robot after the definition of WRO. Then we have an introduction about future innovators, so people can learn what makes this category different, what makes this category interesting, what are the things that make this category what it is. We have an introduction to WRO, which just explains the whole concept, all the categories, how we are organized. Then we have 2 courses for our new Future Innovator sets. One is from Electreaks and one is from Matrix, and we go into the details of how to build with them, how to program with them, what kind of components are in there. And those are also the 2 courses who have separate versions for teachers and students. So in the teachers or coaches version, there's more background information on the technical side that adults might find easier to understand. And also if the kids have questions, it provides you with extra material to answer those questions that the students might have. And then we have a course for the topic of the year where we explain what is the topic. You know, there's always every year a changing topic, and there's a text file, a PDF where you can read about the topic, but this is a more interactive presentation of what the topic is about and what kind of areas you can explore. Then we have a course, which I already mentioned, which is Build Your Idea, where you can, the kids can do it, but also the coaches can do it, to go through a process. How do you come from basically just knowing the topic, finding a problem, coming up with a solution, turning the solution into reality? And then it would be a good idea to follow this up with a course which is called Present Your Idea, where we talk about if you have your robot solution, what do you need to know to present it? So what are best practices to present your project? What are the official expectations by WRO to present your project? Because sometimes teams also don't really know that. Yeah, and then on top of that, we have the how to coach a future innovators teams, how to judge in that competition. So the latter is a course for judges. And we also have a course for national organizers, how to host a future innovators competition. So for you, for example, if you have somebody who's doing a local competition and they want to know, or you have just done only other WRO competitions like Robo Mission, but you want to start with future innovators, there's also a course for you as national organizers where you can go into and see how are other countries doing a future innovators competition, what is recommended, how you can do it. And yeah, those are the courses that are currently available on WRO Learn. Then, yeah, it's just something about how the courses look on the inside. So they're very interactive. It's like a web page that you scroll through, which presents the information to you. So for example, we have interactive charts and graphics, and of course also videos. Then there are quizzes in between so that the students, or also you, the national organizers or the coaches, can check their understanding of the project. And we also have specific projects in the courses. So for the courses that are with a specific robotics set, you can find projects to build with the full how to code it, how to build it, all the instructions in the courses. So you can expect many interactive course elements, which makes it really fun for you, but especially also for the students to learn about all the different topics. Then I want to tell you a little bit about certification on the platform. So a user can get an official WRO certificate for completing a collection of courses. That means there are some courses, for example, to get the Future Innovator certificate, and that means you have to do a certain number of courses. Some of the courses you just have to go through. Some of them also have an exam at the end of the course that checks that the person doing it didn't just click only through the course, but actually learned something about the topic. And then you get that certificate on your personal account on WRO Learn, but if you want, you can also download it as a PDF, so students or also adults, of course, can put it in their, if they apply for a job or something, or the situation that I mentioned before. If you would like to get some judges for future innovators, you could, for example, also tell them, hey, please finish the course. And if you want to be a judge at my competition, please send me your certificate so I know that you know what you will be talking about at the competition. And this is how it looks on the platform. So not the PDF download, but on WRO Learn itself, you will see which kind of courses are required to finish. So the ones that are colored already, I did do them already in this screenshot. And then the other ones, I know, okay, I still have to do those courses. Then I'm a certified future innovator and I can get my certificate. Next topic that might be interesting to you is classrooms. So we have a classroom feature where on the platform, we have different accounts. There are accounts for students, accounts for coaches, accounts for judges, and accounts for national organizers. And as a coach, you can have a classroom. So that means you have an account and you create a classroom and you can add your students to them. So they can join your classroom with a code that you can send to them, but you can also invite them via email. And there's also a possibility to make anonymous accounts for your students if you want to do that for data protection and privacy reasons. And then you have all your students in your class, and you can also have multiple classes. So for example, there's like grade 8, grade 9, then the extra activities or something like that. So you can have different classrooms that you as a coach can manage. Of all your students, you can see their progress. So you will be able to see which kind of courses they have already done, which kind of certificates they have earned, and also how much time they spend. So for example, if you assign some homework, you say, hey, please, next time I want you to have done the Introduction to Robotics course, then you can immediately see on the platform if every one of your students actually followed that. And then for each student individually, you can also see like which certificates did they gain, which courses have they completed in a very nice interface. Another topic that we have in WRO Learn is multi-language. So just at the top of the website, you can switch between the different languages. The primary language is always English. So this is how we create the website, how we create the courses. And then we have teams in these countries that translate them currently to German, Arabic, Hungarian, and Latin American Spanish. And yeah, those translations are checked by people from that country, mostly the national organizers and associates, to make sure that translations also work very well with that language. And yeah, here you can see a little bit what that looks like. So we have some German screenshot on the top left. Then on the top right, there's some Hungarian screenshot. Lower left, it's Arabic. So then it also switches, of course, from the right to left reading style. And on the lower right, we have a Spanish translation of a course. And you can see also here, which has nothing to do with languages, but that the platform is very colorful. It's very nice for kids, looks very awesome to go through. It's lots of fun. And another thing we want to mention is that it's multi-platform, so you can use it on a phone, it works on a tablet, it works on a laptop. Any device that can go to the internet can view the courses. Maybe you can even do it on an Apple Watch. I haven't tried yet, but pretty sure it's also possible. Yeah, so all of our interface scales to whatever device you have access to, so that the kids can also use it on their phones, or if you have laptops at school, you can use those. And if you want to sign up, you can scan this QR code and then you get directly there. But I'm also sure that in the follow-up, you will get the link via email. So yeah, this is it about WRO Learn. I will follow up with our Future Innovators opportunity soon, but I just want to give you a second to scan the QR code if you want to, or ask questions if you have any.
I want to come in, and it's not a question. I just want to say, wow, congratulations. I know I'm looking, it's like less than 20 minutes of an overview, but the amount of material, the structure of it, and just the vitality of that you have gone through is amazing. So congratulations to all of you for, the work that's been done on this. I mean, it's incredible because I can see what will grow out of this, and I'm looking at this from a set of eyes of, I know someone I can pass this on to, and it's like this will answer your questions. So
I think
thank
we
you.
had the same. So the project team was working and working and working, and we thought, what will come of it? And then we saw the first things, and we're like, whoa. One thing, because Jonas, you mentioned indeed that people can scan the QR code and sign up. But for those of you that are national organizer and that have not made a country, or that for which we have not made a country account yet, don't sign up with this QR code, but get in contact with us so that we can make you a national organizer account. Because that obviously you cannot do yourself. We need to make sure that Bernard is indeed the national organizer for Ireland, and Eva is indeed the national organizer for Tanzania. So if you don't have one yet, both of you are on top of my screen. That is why I picked you out. If you have not done that yet, you can mention it here now in the chat, maybe. So your preferred email address and your country. Then we can do that maybe even simultaneously, or right after the meeting. And that will also make, I think Jonas said it, but as national organizer, you can see all the courses and also do all the courses that are there. So for the students, for the coaches, for the judges, and for the national organizers. And if you now register as a coach today, you cannot see the courses for the judges, for example. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. There's something I definitely missed to mention. In addition to that, as a national organizer, you can see all the coaches that have signed up from your country. So if you want to get in contact with them, that is also possible. So you can reach out to them to give them information about your events, and you have access to a special country page. So there's one page per country that the national organizer can change. So if you want to put some information directly on WRO Learn for the people in your country to see, that is also possible, but only for the national organizer. So make sure to get your national organizer account from Karen if you are a national organizer, to take full advantage of all those possibilities.
I think Eva wants to come in and Soraya has a hand up.
Yeah, I can't see anyone because my PC removed the Zoom video, so you just have to figure it out on yourself, but I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to do the kind of MC, so master ceremony. So Eva, do you want to come in first and then we have Soraya?
Yeah, I wanted to ask the similar thing, but I think Karen has answered because I was trying to register, but I didn't see the option for the national organizer or for the judge. I just saw the three options on registration: student, teacher, and coach. But if you have account for national organizer, that will solve it. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, maybe then before
Thanks, Eva.
we go to Soraya, maybe Jonas, you can say then how it works with judges.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised because judges should be able to sign up. So we should have three options, as Eva said: student, coach, and judge, but not national organizer.
Okay.
Okay, there was
Soraya?
another question. Yeah.
Soraya, you want to come in?
Yeah,
And Soraya is from,
I-
sorry, I should just, Eva was from Tanzania, Soraya is from Mozambique. Thank you. I'll just hit the spread.
Thanks, Bernard. Hi, Jonas. I am already just registered, and I could choose Mozambique, but what appears on my profile is the role is coach, which I didn't choose by then, I am sure, but it is what appears here now.
Okay, yeah, then just maybe send me an email afterwards. Maybe we have to delete your coach account and make you another national organizer account, but we can definitely get that
cool.
done.
I
So
will. Thank you.
just to follow up with the previous question, I'm not sure if it will be visible, but if you register on the page, there will be student, coach, and judge, and only the national organizer you have to reach out to us that we created, because you also don't want anyone to sign up as a national organizer for your country and then just changing anything without you knowing.
Dane wants to come in.
Hi, yeah, looking great. I've also registered and was immediately active and did the first 3 student courses, but I see I haven't been recognized for that. It's not right. You obviously want these national organizers to repeat the courses, because we forget what we learn. But anyway, that's just a matter of interest. When you just now, I've actually got it open in front of me, and just on the tab on the left where you have welcome courses, certificates, achievements, my coaches, and wiki and profile. I don't see the option there for the classroom. So just please help me how to get into, can you only go into classroom as a coach?
At this moment, classrooms is only possible for coaches, but until the event in Singapore, we are changing that. So we're currently working on like the second iteration, lots of bug fixes and requests. And one request that we're already working on is making the classroom feature available not only to coaches, but also to judges and national organizers. But currently that's not implemented. You're right.
Oh, great, thanks. Sorry, now I forgot my other question. It'll come back to me in a second. Oh, yes. And then I just remember in the previous one, 2 national organizers, where you spoke about as national organizer, you can actually see the progress, or you see your, the coaches involved. So you can, am I remembering correctly that you can monitor and see who's done what?
A little bit. Let me just show you how that looks from my personal perspective, as I, of course, can see everything, but it will be similar for you. So I'm officially registered for Germany with my account, so similar to a national organizer, and you can see all the coaches that have signed up. So if they want, they can tell you an institution where they work. You see when they sign up, what's their email, their name. And then you have some statistics on your coaches, which is how many coaches did register in each month. how many of those were active in the past month, and how many total registrations do you have for coaches in your country. And so that is for coaches. And then if you are if you have a classroom, which is currently only available for coaches, but as I said, will be available to any higher class of user as well soon. You have this kind of view for your students. So I have different classrooms. Let's go to one where the person has done something. So I have one person here, Miguel Angel Torres, and I can see his email when he signed up, and then I can click on the progress link, and I can see here that he has done already 2 courses. And yeah, he spent 0 hours in there because it was a fake account by myself, and I just clicked quickly through it, but I think you get the gist.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's good. So effectively, the only person who can see the progress of students in the classroom is the coach.
Yeah, the person who is administrating the classroom. So as a national organizer, you cannot see the progress of all your students in your country because that we're not sure about this is applicable, but the coach who is responsible, who invites them to their classroom, they can see their progress and yeah, know if they actually did their homework.
Yeah, so the only thing is, obviously as national organizer, I can see the coaches there, but there's no platform for me to see within a coach's classroom or how many kids are doing which courses, etc., which you can work on. Ask AI.
Yeah, so we have that data, of course, for us. So if you want to have that data, I think it would be good to reach out to us and we can see if we can make it available. I think not in every country, national organizers and all the coaches and all the students see eye to eye. So we decided not to implement this. Just imagine there would be a national organizer who has kind of a beef with a coach. And we don't really want there to be any kind of thing where people try to see what they are doing and stuff like that. So if it's about statistics, we have all the data on how much people are doing which courses in which country, at which age. And so all of that you can request from us, but it will not be made available by default through the platform.
Great, thanks.
All right. If there are not any more questions, I would follow up with some, because this is a free opportunity. Now there come money opportunities. So that's also great to hear, I guess. Let me just select the presentation again. Yeah. So now we have. Yeah.
Can I ask one question
please.
about WRO? Because I was actually answering a question by Valentin about Uganda, who says that teachers were signing up, but there was no Uganda in the list they could choose from. And I was just checking because I wanted to answer that because there's no national organizer account, but I think selecting the country you are from is independent of the national organizer account. And indeed, there is no Uganda in the list. So
yeah, true. Also definitely true. If you tell me, could you please, there will be my email in the end. Send me those things. I try to, as Danny has also suggested, use AI to get all the countries inside there. But I seem to have missed a couple of countries that I wanted to add to the list that didn't. So I'm very sorry if I missed your country. Kindly reach out to me. I will make sure that I add it to the list as soon as possible.
So now the teachers are suddenly living in the USA. I understand.
And I think as a student, you can change your country. So as soon as I have added Uganda to the list, your students can go to their profile and change it.
Should come to Ireland, not be heading to the US.
Yeah, so sorry about that, but then we have the WRO Learn platform finished and you can.
Yes, thank you, Karen.
Yep.
Okay, so now we have some more opportunities in the project because, I'm the project manager for 2 projects, WRO Learn and Growing Future Innovators. And now we have some opportunities in the second project. So there are basically 3 ways to participate in the Growing Future Innovators project. And one is the primary way, also the preferred way. This is how we done it last year, but we have slightly improved it for this year. But then we have also added quite small capacities for additional ways of participation. But let me just say that the first one is our preferred and primary mode of support. And the other ones are only for cases where we cannot apply the initial one. And this, what we offer is a co-funding scheme of robotic sets. I will, after this slide, go into detail what you can get there. And you can, if you want to join this type of project, get any number of sets between 10 and 200 pieces for your country. It's a 50-50 co-funding scheme, and last year we have done it with 10 different countries, and we checked how high did the cost go, and then in the end we refunded half of it. So now we know what will be the cost of the logistics, because as you know, it changes with every country. So we have decided this year to make it a little bit easier, so there will be a flat reimbursement fee. And in addition to this co-funding scheme that we can do for the sets, where you get reimbursed for every set that you buy from us, you can get a $5,000 support from WRO Association for the implementation of the project. So you get a number of sets. Of course, then you need to train teachers. You need to reach out to schools. You need to make sure that new teams are supplied with those sets. So for those, for that kind of work, we can give you some additional financial support to make it possible for you to achieve that. And then depending on which country and what does your season look like, we might also be able to offer workshops for facilitators. Then we have a small number of free sets. So if you say, and we know that is the case for some countries, even in the co-funding scheme, it's much too expensive for what we can afford. We can possibly also select a small number of sets that we can just send to your country. Just on our budget, it's not much, and there's no additional support in terms of the implementation support that we can do. But it's at least something for the countries who are maybe just getting started or don't have the resources to fully participate. And then as a third option, we have some support for local future innovators initiatives. So if you say, yeah, we have an initiative and we're already doing this with local infrastructure, but we have a plan to grow. We want to reach, 10 more schools, and we need some amount of money to achieve this. You can also reach out to me and we will review your proposal, because there's compared to the co-funding, quite small, but still a budget to also support some projects that are already existing. Because we know there's not one size fits all for everyone. So I will first give you a little bit introduction on the sets, and then I will go in a little bit more details on the free modes that we can work together in this project. So this is the first set, is a Alec Freaks Future Innovator set, and it consists of Lego-like construction parts. So it's not official Lego, but it works the same way. There are almost 2,500 parts. We have two controllers in this. So it's like if you have an NXT or EV3 Spike Prime set, you have one controller. But this set has two. So technically, with one box, you can teach two groups of students. But if the students make like a really big project for future innovators, maybe then it's again just one group of students, because you maybe want to have two robots in one project, which is why we put two controllers in here. It works with a microbit. Some of you will know the microbit. It's a very nice programming interface. We have a couple of motors, enough for two robots, and then 30 modules like displays, sensors, and there's also an AI lens. So it's not like you have to code your full AI learning model. It's more like there's pre-trained AI functions on the camera that the students can access very easily. So just imagine from future innovators, you would have a conveyor belt and some balls coming through, and the students would say, okay, the red balls is this type of package, blue ones is this. They would have to scan with ultrasonic sensor and then with a color sensor. So it's lots of effort. Now you can just take this camera, let it learn those two objects or even more objects, and the students can use that to build their future innovators project. So it's not perfect AI. Don't expect it to be ChatGPT level intelligence, but it is much more universal than we had with regular sensors before. And all of the regular sensors that you know will also be in that set as well. And then we have the programming interface, which is MakeCode from Microsoft for Microbit. And you can program with blocks. It looks like Scratch. It's also available in different languages. And then if you want, you can also switch to JavaScript or Python and continue your coding in a text language if it gets more complicated. But this way it's very easy to access for the student, works on a web platform. It's of course completely free. And yeah, very nice to use. I use it in my own robot activities here in my city as well. Then we have the second set, which comes from Matrix, another partner of WRO Association. And they have a little bit different approach. I think Elecfreaks looks a little bit similar to what we know from the very popular sets from the past, just that it's from a different manufacturer. And here we have something that goes into the Arduino realm, but I would call it Arduino made easy. So you all know Arduino is very cheap and very capable, but sometimes it can be difficult for smaller children with the different pins and lots of things to learn before you can get started. And this set actually makes it very easy to get started because you have the most powerful Arduino project that is out there on the market, the Arduino Uno R4. But that is in a new designed by Matrix block, which makes it unified ports. So you always have the same cable to use. There's no more fiddling with individual pins. It's just plugging the cable in. You have lots of input for different types of sensors and yeah, basically the official certified Arduino product. So it is also compatible with all the other Arduino accessory that you have. Again, we have many motors, 6 ones, but we only have one controller here in the set. We have 25 modules, lots of sensors, buttons, displays, so big projects that you can build, and 420 construction parts. Those are not like Lego. Those are the Matrix construction system, but it can be connected to Lego. So they are special pins, so you can simply use them to connect existing Lego parts to this set. But this is made of metal and plastic. So yeah, also the possibility to build something much more sturdy that we are experiencing with Lego, for example. And here again, we have a graphical software, the Matrix block software. You can just use the blocks, put together your program. And if you want, you can always see the C++ code on the side. You can also change the C++ code, and then the graphical interface changes. And one thing that is very nice, if you're used to Arduino, you know the serial monitor where you can send data back from an Arduino to your PC to view. This software has an inbuilt graphical engine for that. So if you send back data from your Arduino, like sending a 1, sending a 2, sending some numbers, you can plot that immediately into a graph. So if students just want to see how the values of the sensors performing while they move it through the room or something, you can very easily visualize it with this software. So it makes it even easier to learn for the students. Yeah, and those are the two sets that are possible to acquire in this project. And circling back to what I said initially, our main initiative is the co-funding scheme for the project, which means that you can select the number of 10 to 200 co-funded robotic sets, depending on the budget that you have available yourself. And the cost for each set will be $325 at the manufacturers, plus the logistics. So this is only the price you pay for the product. It's a very much discounted price to the retail price. So I can tell you the retail price of this in Germany is 700 euros, so 750 US dollars. It's much higher. And yeah, we can get it for this amount basically, but then you get additional reimbursement from us. So logistics cost will be different for every country. So we have set quite a high reimbursement of 225 US dollars for every set that you choose. So let's just say you want to get 10 sets. Then you make a contract with a manufacturer to buy 10 sets from them, and we send you the reimbursement so that you only have to cover the difference between what it costs for you and the reimbursement that we do, and it should be at least 50% of the cost that you have. That's what we have calculated. If you have cheap shipping, it might be even a little bit bigger reimbursement for you. Then if you are participating in this part of the project, you can also get 5,000 US dollars additional country support, which can help you implementing the project in your country, paying the people who do the teaching, to the new coaches, to the new students, approaching schools to make new teams, whatever you see fit to make this project generate new additional future innovator teams in your country. You're free to use it that way. And if you're part of this part of the project, it might also be possible for us to do some workshops where we use WRO Learn, but also personally interact with the teachers, the facilitators, and train them to use the sets. So online will be mostly possible. Potentially, we are also trying to go to some regions of the world every year to do in-person workshops. So it might also be possible for us to travel to your location if we can arrange something that makes sense. So not maybe just for 10 teachers, but hopefully something bigger. And then me or one of my colleagues may come to your country and we can arrange a big facilitator and teacher training session where you hopefully already have the sets. And one of us will be there and we will do a 1 or 2 day hands-on session where the coaches, the facilitators learn how to work with the sets. If you have any problems, we are physically there to help you. So if you're part of this project, this might also be an option for you. So that's the main project, and that is all that was available last year, but we decided to add some additional option this year just to get also broader reach into more regions where this might not be applicable, because it's still, we know it's a lot of money you have to invest in this project, even with all the co-funding that we're able to do. So there's also the possibility to get free sets. So a small number, we can negotiate individually, but it will be smaller than the other project, definitely. We may be able to just send to you. So if you say, yeah, we're just getting started in my country, we cannot afford buying 10 sets or 20 sets, maybe we can send you a small number of sets. If you can, we can come to an agreement that you know some teams who will be using them. And if we can make this material put to good use, you can reach out to me and we can find ways to arrange this. In this project, we cannot pay an additional project implementation support because that would just be much more than the sets themselves. But of course, you have all the teaching materials on WRO Learn. So for those sets, there's extensive courses on WRO Learn for many hours that you can spend to learn about the set, learn about the programming, the building some sample projects. So yeah, you're basically on your own for this one, but everything should be available for you and there's no cost attached at all. But it will be a very small project. So if you want to go big, rather go for the first one.
Mhm.
And then type C, because that might also be the case. We have the option to support an initiative in your country if you want to grow it with 5,000 US dollars. So just a sample project. You already have a lot of Arduino future innovator scams, and you think, hey, this region of my country, nobody has been able to establish it there. And if we could get this kind of funding, we could supply 50 or 100 more schools with local Arduino variants, for example. That is something that we can just not compare to our project because our set is very expensive. It comes from another country. There's shipping. There's a lot of costs attached. So we wanted to make an opportunity for a very small number of countries that are already putting all their local resources in it. So if you're interested in that, because you're planning to grow your future innovators category anyway in your country, and this comparatively small support would be interesting to you, you can reach out to me with your project proposal. What is the current state of the project and what would you do with the money to grow your project? And then we can decide on an individual basis if this meets our criteria to support your project within the bigger Growing Future Innovators project. So those are the 3 ways we hope we can help you. I hope there's something in it for you. I love to work with more countries of this region because currently we didn't really manage to find an African country to join the project last year. And yeah, we would like to change that this year. So thanks for listening. Reach out to me about the project, about WRO Learn, and I hope we can work together. And I'm open for questions now.
Thank you, Jonas, before anyone jumps in, and really appreciate. I think your enthusiasm comes really through even on a Zoom. So it's
you.
brilliant. Really appreciate it. Just briefly, thanks to Karen for coming up with the idea of having you on here today. And I just at one stage had to look through. I think we have about 12 national coordinators, between some dropped in and dropped out with, I know it's Wi-Fi problems in Valentine, Uganda, and we've had a message from Yao as well in Ghana that he was having problems. So effectively you have 12 national coordinators on this call. And I would also encourage anyone who's thinking about it to contact you as regards the opportunities that are there. Okay, so over. Anyone want to question? That shows you've plenty of information given. But anyway, Eva has one. Yes, Eva, please.
Yeah, here's another question, is a comment and a reminder to Jonas. Thank you very much for your good presentation in WRO Learn. Just a kind reminder on our email about understanding between us and WRO, and looking forward to have in-person training with teachers, because we are looking forward to train 50 teachers and facilitators and judges. So it would be very nice to have the training and to have the kits, so that teachers, facilitators, and coach can be trained through the kits, and we can use the kits throughout the training. Again, with 50% training, we are still on brainstorming within our team how we can manage to get 20 sets from WRO Learn and get some support from our Ministry of Education. We'll be having meeting with them tomorrow to discuss the potential support we can get, since they have attended our event and they enthusiasm to support us. So we are looking forward to get 20 kits from you. Then we are looking forward to have more conversation throughout the thing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, maybe for everyone, Eva has reached out to me before. She heard it in the national organizers meeting. So we are already planning the project with Tanzania. That is very nice. I'm looking forward to it. Great that you remind me, Eva. It is on my list anyway, but now that I know that you have a talk tomorrow, I will definitely make sure to send you some document today, so it maybe help you with the talk tomorrow to convince the Ministry of Education. Lots to do today, so I apologize for not getting to you earlier, but I'm looking very much forward to collaborating with you on this.
Great. That'd be very helpful, Jonas. And I think there's other opportunities. I think the Irish Embassy were at the event, and certainly something we could pitch to them, because I think all of those government or government agencies love if they're matching funding. It's actually something that appeals to them. So I think that is where you could get the matching funding within the country to match the actual reduced cost that you're providing it at. Ya from Ghana has a question, Jonas. Are you there, Ya?
The connection is quite bad, but hello everybody, and thank you very much, Jonas, for the presentation. My question has to do with the availability or the publication of your presentation. How soon would that be? Soon after this session, so I could have a conversation with the coaches and everybody else in my space.
Yeah, I think I will just send it to Bernard after the meeting, because Bernard, you will also have the recording, which feel free to share to anyone who couldn't listen properly because of internet connection or maybe time issues. It might be interesting to some people. So I will send the presentation immediately to Bernard after the meeting, so he can share it with you, I think would be the easiest.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jonas.
I'll follow on with that when I get it, and we should have the recording up in the next couple of days. Claire on the call will be looking after that. We have Vicky and someone else. Vicky first, it says, and then one other raised hand.
Thank you so much, Jonas, for the presentation. I'm very excited, particularly about the prospect of getting robotics kits in and things like that. So that's definitely something we will be looking into in Zimbabwe. So mine is really just directed to Karen. Karen, the deadline is today for registration. Zimbabwe will not be able to meet that deadline. I did send like 2 emails, just letting you know that we're going to delay just a little bit on doing that. So I just thought I'd raise it here, just in case other people have the same sort of issue that I'm having. And then also just to check with you, we have 5 teams from Zimbabwe. The team is the system is offering only 3 options based on the numbers that I put in. So I'm not sure what's the maximum if you need to bring 5 teams, because we had 90 teams qualify and about 78 show up for the national finals.
And
so
for future
just to get clarity.
That is for future innovators, right? All future.
That is for future innovators, yes.
So the maximum for future innovators is actually always 3. So for future innovators, different than in the other category, Robo Mission, where it is per age group, Future Innovators has an overall limit. And basically, as a country, you can then decide which age group you send. But the overall limit is 3. So that is for all the countries, no matter how big they are. So basically, I think if you have between 5 and I think 29, you can send 1 team, and then you can send 2 teams. And if you have over 50 teams, you can send 3 teams. So that is actually the maximum that you can send according to our qualification table. And for the,
I see. All right.
yeah, so that's
okay. So I did send an email regarding that. So maybe we
If you
can then
send it
chat
today,
probably
because
outside of this.
I've been in back-to-back meetings since I think 9:30, so then I have not seen it yet. Otherwise, I need to look for it.
Thank you.
I will take a look for the registration deadline. Now it's a little bit of a jump, and I see that Dani has a question about Future Innovators. But to comfort everybody, I'm actually this afternoon, because I checked which countries are done and which are still working. And this afternoon, I will send out an email to all countries that we are extending the deadline until Friday. So that is, I think, nice for a lot of countries. So basically, it gives you a little bit of breathing room to finalize your registrations. So I will send that out this afternoon. So basically, you don't have to stress that you need to finish everything tonight, because you have 2 days extra. And there are a few countries that we have already made a separate individual date with, so those will just stay. But in general, we will open registration for 2 more days, because actually it's easier the same, but there are too many countries that are still waiting for some last papers from the parents or whatever. So
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Karen.
Yes. And I think, oh yeah, Dani.
I just wanted to add something there, just so that people understand. From the qualification table perspective, and certainly from a Future Innovator perspective, is that, as a host country, there is a peak or a peak number of teams that they can host in the events that they have. And obviously, as a Future Innovator head judge, from a Future Innovators projects perspective, also, it's not about the number of teams and the space necessarily. It's also about having the judges and the time to judge all the teams. And that's why typically, firstly, for the Future Innovator category, those numbers sit where they are, just as an explanation.
Yes.
Thanks, Dani.
And Dani had a question, actually, because he asked if there's a teacher training in Tanzania, can I join? And I think, I already said to Jonas, I should go there as well.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Having been there twice, I can recommend. The people are just amazing. But allow plenty of time when you get into the traffic in Dar, like every other big city.
I've been to Dhaka in Bangladesh, so I think I know the worst of it.
Okay, any other questions? I think that announcement you made there, Karen, I think Dani, the heat has now dropped in his office, so he has another couple of days. So we'll see him putting a jacket or a coat on by the time the day is over.
I can tell you, for the Netherlands, I'm also still waiting for some papers. So.
And John, I see, says thank you as well. We've 2 hands up. Have we, Soraya? And yeah, I'll take Soraya first. That's okay, please, Soraya from Mozambique.
Thanks, Bernard. I just wanted to ask if you are thinking about adding Portuguese as a language in the WRO Learn platform.
So far, we have decided until the end of February not to add any other language, and then it depends on the amount of countries that speak that language and that we have in the project, because the translation is actually extremely expensive. So not the translation itself, but the software that we need to translate the online courses to that language and let it be reviewed by reviewers. We're still in negotiation with the company providing it, but I don't know. They seem to think this is future AI world domination stuff. At least that's what they make us pay for it. So I would love to, but to be honest, we have to make some priorities in terms of the countries who speak the different languages, because this software is so extremely expensive. we hope to find another solution, and then we hope to implement many, many more languages, but at the moment it will be quite limited, unfortunately.
Okay, thanks for that insight, Jonas. It's always good to get an insight as to why decisions are made or not being made. And thanks, Soraya, for the question. Yeah, you want to come back again?
Yes, it's actually a lot more of gratitude and apology to Karen and Klaus, because whenever it's approaching, whether it's an open championship or the finals, I seem to be bombarding almost everybody, the organizers and Karen and Klaus, with issues. So apologies for that, but I cannot really help it because I'm not too sure how unique Ghana's situation is, but if I don't do that, it is very likely that teams that would have prepared for over a long period of time, they will not be able to make it to the competition. So apologies on that front, and gratitude to all of you who worked behind the scenes to make it possible for us to complete our registration. We are done. I mean, Singapore has acknowledged our payment and all of that. So I'm very happy about that. But I always dread every single time we have to make the effort, as it were, to get into a particular competition. Hopefully in the coming years, it will be a lot easier to work things out. So thank you, everybody, and sorry for the harassment. It will continue to be like this until everything resolves. Thank you very much.
It's all good. We realize that in some situations and for some countries more than for others, it is sometimes necessary to do name dropping and, you know, put, I don't know, official WRO people in your CC so that the other receiving side of the email thinks, oh, it's really an important thing. So you are forgiven. No problem.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You may not know this, but I got an email from Klaus saying that not in as many words, but basically I was harassing him, so I should take him off. So I have.
So the only thing is that that sometimes, of course, people respond, and then you get all the responses back and forth. That can be a little bit filling up your email box. But I will show Klaus how to make a special folder in his email that all folders that contain your email address go there.
Well, thank you very much.
That was a joke. But it's all good.
Now, you'll be delighted to know we have that apology recorded. I saw Jonas, the minute it was, I just want to talk to Karen and Klaus, I saw Jonas go, and he went. So I could see that relief, obviously, in the office. This is not for me. So, look, I wanted to say special thanks, Jonas. Sorry, I should just check. Has anyone any other questions? We just come up to the end of the hour, so I don't want to delay people because we really appreciate all of your time.
I only have a not so much a question, but I would really like to know. I know that some people might need a little bit more time for registration. What I at the moment don't know, not everybody has filled in their team numbers yet. So for us, we don't know how many teams potentially you could send. But if you already know that you will not be sending teams to the international final, please drop me a note, because basically then also I don't have to be worried about you and say to the Singapore organizer, no, but I'm sure that I don't know, Dani will send teams, because if I know that you will not be able to make it this year, or that you don't have the funding, then I can work with that. And if there's anything else, other things with the registration, of course you can always send me a message, and I will try to help you as good as I can.
Thank you as always, Karen, for being so helpful. I think that's the key word. You're always so helpful and cooperative, and we really appreciate that. Okay, I think we are there. So Jonas and Karen, thank you both very much. It was really great having you here. Thanks, Karen, for coming up with this super idea, because I think it's been so helpful. And particularly at the stage where we're talking with people who have teams that are going to the final. There's so much there to learn, and even for myself in Ireland, where we have a plan more to implement starting now actually for 2026. It's just brilliant. What I've seen here is like, okay, this is what I'm going to give the partners that we have. Sorry,
and I would, it's good that you say that. I would definitely advise that you inform the team coaches of the teams that will be going to the international final that they should actually, make an account and go through the course with the children, because even if they already have a project, they will know a little bit more about what is expected of them, what will happen at the event, how it works, and they can do some practice things that they might have not done. So I think it's always time very well spent if they go through the course, even in these last weeks before the event. So perfect. Oh, and a reminder to all of you, the deadline for submitting the reports and the videos for Future Innovators is 31st of October. So you need to upload that in the system. So I saw Dani and I
sorry,
thought,
and
Yes, Eva,
for that to happen, we need to have WRO national account so that students can join and teachers and coaches and everything can begin now.
Yeah, I will go immediately after this meeting. I will first do this and go into the WRO Learn platform and basically check all the countries that don't have a national organizer account yet. And I have some emails, but I also will just make for the other countries an account based on the email that we have from you. For each of you, we can have up to 5 national organizer contact persons that have an account. So if you have colleagues, just let us know, but I will start with making at least 1 account per country.
Okay, thank you again, Karen. Again, being so helpful. Thank you, Jonas, for your presentation, enthusiasm, the work that's gone into this. All of you, please bring back to Klaus and the team. We are thrilled. It's super, I think, looking at future innovators going forward and the potential. And then to add on the opportunities that are there for countries. And well done to Eva for moving quickly initially after the last call we had. And that's how things happen. Okay. Thank you all. Thanks to every one of you for joining us. It's always great to see you all. And yeah, Shinna will, as we say in Irish. That's it. All over. Mila Buyakas. Thank you 1,000.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Bye.